Hey guys, it's Kim, and today we're going to be talking about Fallout 4! Yes, today we're going to be talking about Fallout 4. Now, Fallout 4 came out ages ago, but we all know that Fallout 4 is a very, very complex game. So I think by now people have gone through as much as possible and we can discuss it properly. Now, I realize I haven't done a sort of a video game discussion before on this channel, but I play video games a lot, and Fallout is one of my favorite games of all time. Fallout 3. So obviously when Fallout 4 came out, I was, cloud 1,000. So I really want to talk about it today. I need to talk about it. This is the way I'm going to structure this video. No, okay, this is coming off. This is, how can people wear pit boys? I don't get you! So the way that I'm going to structure this video is I'm going to talk about some of my favorites in terms of companions, locations, quests, and then I'm going to talk about a few things that I didn't like in the game. Firstly, let's talk about the factions. So in this game we have 4 factions: the Minutemen, the Brotherhood of Steel, the Railroad, and the Institute. You have to choose one of them to finish the game, practically. Although we all know it doesn't really finish, it just sort of finished, and then you just continue on forever, probably. So in my gameplay, I decided to go with the Railroad as the final choice. I did sort of quick save before I chose them and was able to do all the different endings to get those achievements, but I still stick firm with the Railroad. I think they are the less evil out of everyone. I know a lot of people chose the Brotherhood of Steel because they think they're awesome, and let's face it, they are pretty awesome, but personally, I think Maxon is a huge turd, so I decided I wasn't gonna go with the Brotherhood of Steel. No matter how cool their stupid armor is, no matter how awesome Infinity Prime was, that was pretty cool. But as I said, in a moralistic standard, I went for the Railroad because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So let's talk about some of our favorite sections of the game. So I want to start with the companions. There are so many different companions you can choose from, and I was so excited to find out that none of them really get killed, which is amazing. It's just so useful because you can use them as bait, and you don't have to worry about picking up the stuff off them when they're dead and thinking, great, I'm overcome it and I can't. Thank you, stupid Lydia. So I have 3 favorite companions. I will narrow it down to one person. My favorites were Hancock, Valentine, and Piper. I just really love them. I think their conversations when you're doing things and like their comments on things were just the best out of the rest of them. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people really like Paladin Dance, but I never actually got to travel with him a lot because everything I was doing was for the Railroad, and he didn't like that. So for me, my favorite one would have to be Hancock. I really liked Hancock. I just like the fact that he's sort of like an anti-hero. He had a really bad past, now he's trying to be a bit better. Then you turn him kind of like good again. It's nice. I like that because he's seen like both sides of the spectrum. You have your bad and you have your good, and he's seen both of them, and the fact that he's still becoming a good person, I think, says a lot about him. But for example, someone like Piper or Valentine, they were kind of already good. Did Piper remind anyone of Lois Lane? That's what stuck with me. Like a really annoying Lois Lane. Like, I'm not saying Piper was bad. I loved traveling with Piper. I thought she was awesome. But some of her moralistic judgments just got on my nerve a little bit, because even when they were connected to the game and the quests that you had to do, she would just shove in her stupid opinion, and it's like, bitch, please. I'm doing this for a reason. You don't understand my deep psychological elements of why I'm choosing this answer. So I have to say that my favorite companion was Hancock. So let me know in the comments below who your favorite companion was. Now I think it'd be cool to talk about favorite quest. Now there's so many quests, and I know we all freaking hate Preston Garvey. Can you just, like, who could even deal with that guy? Seriously, I had him as a companion and I literally wanted to kill him. But I wanted to get the highest affinity with all of them, so it was inevitable, but out of all of the quests, I'm gonna narrow it down to one. I think I really, really enjoyed the Silver Shroud quest. Obviously, comic books and superheroes are like my top thing. I love them, so I think the Silver Shroud quest was definitely going to be my favorite. I think it wasn't just one of those simple quests where you have to go get something for someone and then bring it back and it's done. It was quite a lengthy quest. You obviously went to go get something, and then you came back, and then you learned a little bit more about the history of the Silver Shroud, and then you were listening to the radio of the Silver Shroud and going to solve crimes. Then you had all these different paths that you could go on as the Silver Shroud, which for me was so much fun. It was really a lot of fun. So I would have to say the Silver Shroud quest was my favorite. But let me know below what your favorite quest was. And lastly, for the favorites, I want to talk about my favorite locations. Now I have 3 favorite locations, and I'm not gonna narrow it down to one because I think that's pretty difficult. But I'm gonna talk about my 3 favorite locations. So the first one would have to be Salem. I absolutely love Salem, witches, that kind of thing. I'm obsessed. So the fact that Salem was on the map because we're in Boston was just like literally one of the first places I went to. It was just, that was it. So of course, if you've been into Salem, you know that there's a massive creature you have to defeat inside. I won't spoil it, but I think it's kind of obvious. So that was a giant shock, but I loved being in there. You like felt the atmosphere of the town, even though it's like post-apocalyptic. It still felt creepy, like Salem witch creepy, and especially inside as well, that the way that they did it was so much fun. So I really love the Salem location. My second favorite would have to be this one that I found just recently, actually, after I finished like all the different endings, and this one is Dunwich Forest. This is sort of like an excavation mine site southeast. I think it's sort of southeast of the map. So I went there because I was trying to collect all the bobbleheads, and there's a bobblehead there that I hadn't picked up yet, and I'd never been there. So I thought, okay, I'm going. So I went there, and if you've been there, you'll know it's just so creepy, and I love it. Like, inside is full of feral ghouls, and you have like all these premonitions about what happened before the bombings and like what was happening in that mine, and it's just so creepy and unsettling, and I loved it. I mean, the whole location, I was crouching because I was terrified. I was playing it at like 1 a.m. in the morning, so you know, it's not the best time to be playing it, but if you want to get that whole atmosphere, then of course, yes it is. So the last location I really loved was Lynn Woods. So this one's sort of north of the insane asylum. Lynn Woods is basically like a raider camp, and there's this giant tower. You can go up to the very top and press this button that's one of those really, really cool nuclear warning sirens. It's literally like one of my favorite sounds because of like the creepy connotations that the siren has. It's the same sound that's in like Silent Hill, that it plays at night when it becomes nighttime and all the monsters come out and you have to get inside. So that siren, I just love the sound, I love it. And when you press the button and the siren sounds, all of the Deathclaws come out and attack the raiders, and you can literally just watch it from the top of the tower. It's hilarious. If you're slightly psychopathic and you want to watch raiders getting ripped apart by giant lizards, then it's for you. Basically me in a nutshell. Okay, so I want to move on briefly to a few things that I didn't like about the game, or just slight dislikes about it. One of my favorite things about Fallout 3 is the karma. I thought that made it so unique, and that was the reason why I played Fallout 3 like 3 or 4 times through. Like I'd have good karma once, bad karma, and then neutral. So whatever choice or quest ending that you chose would result in a certain kind of karma, and then you could choose only certain companions are available for certain kinds of karma. So it made it quite unique in terms of just having like an engine and slapping on the different skins on different games. You know, you got New Vegas, Fallout 4, Skyrim, all the Elder Scrolls games. Like it's just the same sort of skin and the way that it goes about, you know, how you play the game. So that's why I really, really like the karma option. And I was kind of a little bit bummed out that they didn't have it in Fallout 4. You know, I mean, I feel like it made it so unique to Fallout 3, so that's why I really loved it. So that's probably a reason why I won't be playing through Fallout 4 again. Maybe in like 2 years' time when I'm, you know, sort of over it and then I want to get back into it. But I can't see myself replaying Fallout at any time at this stage, unfortunately. Obviously, the ending with the factions is a bit freaking weird. Like, there's no choice to get away from the violence. You literally, once you choose one faction, you're an enemy to everything. Well, except for like the Minutemen or something, depending on who you are. So it's a little bit stupid, but I mean, I guess it's a little different because I've never really done that in a Fallout game before, really. So I didn't particularly like it. I wish I had a few more options, but I mean, just a slight disliking. The most annoying thing, of course, is the never-ending quests. I know everyone in the world just wants to shoot Preston in the head. The never-ending quest of Preston Garvey should become its own film. Ugh. This is literally one of the most annoying things in the game, is Preston Garvey and his stupid endless Minutemen quests. No one cares about your Minutemen quests, okay? Like, I'm out here in the wasteland doing all this shit and helping people. you know, and you're telling me to go kill a band of raiders on the other side of the map that isn't even slightly local to this settlement. Why am I going down the bottom of the map to kill people when you're in Sanctuary? Like, it will literally take them 3 weeks to travel there to kill you. I think you have time to prepare, Preston. You're just standing around doing nothing with your stupid gun. Ugh. And the most annoying is when he gives you quests for Sanctuary. Like, he's just standing there with his gun. Why did he not stop them from taking that person that they kidnapped? Why don't you go get them? You're not doing anything. I'm the general. The general's supposed to like delegate. They don't go out in the field. Oh! But besides for those things, I think there are only little small dislikes that are just like sort of pet peeves. For example, like you can't wait automatically. You actually have to find a chair or something to sit on, which is kind of annoying if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're overcumbered. And another thing, your companion has run off. How many times have I not known where my companion is? Like what do you do? What do they do? They're next to you and you're fighting people and suddenly you turn around and they're gone. Why? Like, I made a big fuss before when your companion was literally like 2 feet from you and they were like, well, okay, next to you like this, that you couldn't physically get out of doors or go anywhere because they're just in your face. This is like the polar opposite. You can't just have them right next to you to the game that they're like literally making you feel claustrophobic to disappearing. That is 2 polar opposites, Bethesda. Get it right. But that is all I wanted to discuss about the Fallout game. Obviously, I absolutely freaking loved it. It was just amazing, and I dropped down into this hole of Fallout for like a really long time, and I had to take breaks because it was just like, I mean, it's Fallout. I mean, come on. But I want to know what you guys thought about the game. Obviously, everyone's probably had enough time to process and go through it and see as much as they can as possible. So let me know in the comments below what you thought about the game. What are your favorite parts, the worst parts, what don't you like about it? Will you be replaying the game? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.